Good morning, everyone, and greetings from the beautiful little town of Chaupi in Ecuador. It's a mountain village full of farms, dairy farms, and other types of farms. There's a lot of agriculture in this area. The land is apparently very fertile. A lot of it is, it's mixed with volcanic ash. I noticed the earth was very black yesterday when we were driving back. So anyway, we are here at Chukirawa Lodge. It's this complex of it's a little hotel. This is the dining hall here. It's really pretty. I'll show you. This is the dining hall. Our our breakfast time is 8:30 for our group, so I'm here a little earlier. I just wanted to take this beautiful video. So yesterday we completed the Ilinitza Norte acclimatization climb. That's one of the mountains in this area. There's an Ilinitza Norte, north and south. We did the Ilinitza Norte. I don't really know what the difference is. The south one, well, actually what our guide was explaining to us is that the south one is more exposed to the winds and the elements, and usually gets more snow, more precipitation. So yesterday we actually had a pretty good weather window, with the exception of our initial part of the climb when we left from our refuge at 4,700 meters. The wind was really strong, and I was like, man, even with a bunch of layers on, I was still a little chilly. But then it cleared up. We were out of the wind, and what can I say? I mean, for me, the terrain was pretty exposed and technical. Thankfully, my guide had me roped in most of the time when we were on that type of terrain. A couple of my fellow participants, they had more experience in the mountains, and they didn't feel the need to be roped in, but I'm like, no, I'd rather be safe than sorry, thank you very much. So anyway, beautiful place. In about 2.5 hours we're leaving from here, and the plan is that we're gonna be going to a place I believe is called Cotopaxi. And actually I'm a little confused about the plan for today. I think we are gonna be going to some of our belongings are gonna go to this Cotopaxi lodge. But the bus driver is gonna drop us off at the trailhead for Cotopaxi, which is the next climb we're gonna be doing. It's another big mountain here. Well, it is a 5,700 meter mountain here in Ecuador, and yeah, and today we're just gonna be doing a brief hike to the Cotopaxi refuge, and then the plan is that we're gonna be waking up crazy late, like 11 p.m. and then at 12 a.m. we're gonna start our summit push for Cotopaxi. So yeah, we're gonna be hiking in the night. Cotopaxi is a glacier covered mountain, so we're gonna need all our equipment, crampons, special boots and mountaineering boots, ropes and all of that. So yeah, thankfully we are all prepared, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I do. I did have a bit of acclimatization headaches, as we were in that 40, literally starting from about 4,700 meters. I started getting like a pretty bad headache. My guide told me to just take 400 mg of ibuprofen, which I did, and at least I could sleep through the night. The next morning I was quite fine, and only towards the end of the day yesterday again I started feeling a headache. It's weird, like I was feeling it more on the descent, interestingly enough, but no, like I did find myself a little bit out of breath as we were up there. I was trying my best to regulate my breath, and they're telling me that the acclimatization process should take 3 to 4 days. So this would be well, if you consider day 1 being Quito, which is already at almost 3,000 meters altitude, for someone like me who lives at sea level, I guess that was the beginning of my acclimatization. Anyway, I look forward to what the day and the days ahead have in store, and I will keep you posted. Hi, beautiful people. Leticia here again. Guess where I'm going? Well, first of all, let me give you you a bit of an update. The last time you heard from me, I was at high camp on Mount Chimborazo, and thankfully I surprised myself, and together with a couple of our teammates and 3 of our amazing guides, we actually made it to the summit of Mount Chimborazo. Specifically, we made it to the Pinincha summit, which is at 6,221 meters, which is highest than I've ever been before. It was a very intense climb. We took about 6.5 hours to go up, but it was like one uphill after another, on snow and ice covered slopes. It was quite intense. Anyway, I'm very grateful to have been able to summit Chimborazo, and now together with my guide Pablo. Hey, how are you? He's on Instagram at Pabloni 89. That's how old he is. Never mind, he knows his stuff. Anyway, he was referred to me by our main guide Ozzy, who guided us throughout the group experience, and I had booked myself a couple of extra days at the end of the trip. I was hoping to do Cayambe, which is another mountain around here, but considering I didn't make it to the top of Cotopaxi last time, I decided to come back to Cotopaxi, and our guides also said that you know, the approach on Cotopaxi is a lot easier. To get to Cayambe, you have to go along a very muddy road, and the weather on Cayambe it tends to not be as favorable. So we are hoping for some good weather on beautiful Cotopaxi, and I trust that this time being more acclimatized, and hopefully helped a little bit by diamox and coca leaves, I will be able to summit. Wish us luck. Look at the beautiful Cotopaxi again. The weather cleared up and we can observe its beauty. And the whole road here, well, other than it's been a little bumpy, it's been really beautiful. Hopefully Cotopaxi will be good to us tonight. Look at the beautiful Cotopaxi again. And up there, about maybe a third up the mountain, you can see a building with a red roof. That is the Refugio Cotopaxi, and that's at 4,961 meters. And then from there we're gonna start climbing late into the night. What?
La pared.
Yeah.
La pared de roca y Yanasacha.
Yanasacha is, that's like where the glacier is. ¿Dónde está el glaciar?
No, está arriba.
Sí. Esa pared negra. Yeah, there's that wall. That wall of rock is called Yanasacha before you get to the summit.
Cuando llegas ahí ya no te puedes regresar de...
Once you get there, there's no turning back. You gotta go for the summit, right? Hola amigos, we are coming down from the Cotopaxi summit. It was very intense. The weather gave us a run for the money, or how do you say it? I just wanted to show you, this is my guide Pablo. Hey. And look at those amazing ice formations over there. Other than that, all whiteness. Kind of hard to tell what's around us. So I'm here with my guide Pablo. We just came back from climbing Cotopaxi. It was a very intense experience. Yesterday when we were approaching the mountain, it was a beautiful sunny day. You could see the entire mountain. I even took some footage, and then things definitely changed overnight. The climb to Cotopaxi, as the one for Chimborazo, they take place at night, and the reason being, we're on a bumpy road. Okay. So the reason for that is snow conditions are more stable at night. By the time the sun hits the slopes, it can cause, you know, snow melting, potential risk of avalanche. So the climbs take place at night. So we were climbing throughout the night. We left around 12 a.m. What time did we get back, Pablito?
9.
We came back at 9 a.m. Holy cow, we were there for 9 hours in total. I'm proud of myself. But we got hit with some crazy weather, very strong winds. Like, I felt that I was gonna get taken off the mountain. Thankfully, by that point, I was roped in with Pablito, and I had to trust in him and my crampons and my ice axe that we were digging into the snow. But it was very intense, and it did not get better as we got to the like further up the mountain. That's where the terrain was naturally becoming more inclined, and it was like an infinite incline, like one after the other. And I was like, I kept asking Pablito, how much longer is this gonna take? And he's like, we're very close. Guys love to tell you that.
We were not.
Yeah, like in altitude we were, you know, maybe 300-400 meters away from the peak. But when you're, you know, like one incline after the other like this, and it was a lot of slopes, like on Chimborazo at least it felt like I was going upstairs. We had some very steep inclines there, but the terrain was different. Here it was like, in some cases, icy slopes or at least snowy slopes, but there was no staircase, so I had to walk sideways with my crampons. It was quite intense. And eventually we get to a spot, and Pablito tells me, this is the top. By this point we were in a whiteout, so I had to trust him on that. And a few other travelers had, you know, gotten there faster. I guess they were in better condition than me. They got there faster, and they're like, you're gonna make it. When that girl said to me, you're gonna make it, that was so sweet. I was like, I believe her. And Pablito even told me, like, if it was up to him, he would have turned around. But since I didn't, you know, I was the client, and yesterday I told him that, hey, I didn't get to the top the first time. I'd like to get to the top this time, so, you know, let's do our best. And he had that in mind, and I didn't complain. Even, well, I did complain a few times, but he didn't take me very seriously. I was like, I can't take this anymore, how much longer? But I was just in my whiny voice, like I wasn't really serious. And I mean, thankfully I felt strong enough. Like, that wasn't, you know, my breathing, yes, I still had labored breathing, you could say, going uphill. I have to say, going downhill is significantly easier from that perspective. So going down in altitude, like, it felt like every meter going down I was not breathing as heavily. So interesting. Anyway, I'm grateful for the experience. Some other travelers were not so happy with such a bad weather day on the mountain, but for me it was a great learning experience. And we got to see some spectacular ice formations, literally like palaces of ice. I had Pablito, I forgot my cell phones in the car, so Pablito took some videos that I'm gonna add in as footage. Yeah, grateful for the experience, and I'm grateful that Pablito could take me to the top. Gracias. Thank you, thank you. He says good work. Yay. Okay, so that pretty much concludes my Ecuador mountaineering adventures. We'll see what's next, but you know, I'm very satisfied and happy with how Ecuador turned out for me, in terms of the mountaineering experience, and also as a country. I had never been here before, and it was absolutely beautiful. I found vegan options to eat. Quito is a beautiful, clean city. I really liked it. Lots of hills. Yeah, beautiful place. I'll definitely be back to Ecuador.